to NightChild Reviews. Today we're looking at the Superconductor album by ALLO, and we're looking at track 4 called The Calm. Now this is another long song, 5 minutes 20. This is written by Prince and ALLO. And it's quite interesting how most of the Prince written works, or co-written works, are featured quite early on in this album, sort of in the first few tracks, and sort of less involvement as the album goes on, so that's quite interesting. I think this song really leads off from the last song, Long Gone. It's rather like in the case of Prince, where he sort of does I Will and Into the Light, and they kind of blend into each other, so it really leads off perfectly from the last song. This kind of is a melodic, almost lofty kind of song with acoustic guitar. It leads off with a little sort of almost like a panpipe feel. You've got the hi-hat, and it's very much like Prince's For You or Prince Productions. It has a very 70s feel to it. There's a particular point where the music stops and then the drums just come back in, and it just kind of really reminds me very much of Prince's 70s production. I think this is kind of almost a very long lost cousin of the Prince song Still Waiting. I think it really is like that. There's some interesting lyrics about what makes us break each other's hearts and act as though we're friends, a game with us at heart, sort of, you know, it's a game that no one can win. It's also, I think, very much kind of, in a lot of ways, superior to the last song, Long Gone. I prefer this of the two ballads. I think this is a slightly stronger ballad. I think it edges out Long Gone. It's got some nice bass work, it's got a really mellow vibe, it's got some light touches to it, and I really feel that 70s vibe. It really makes me want to listen to For You or Prince. It kind of has that real 70s feel. The bass work is just, you know, it's really interesting and mellow, but this is quite an interesting song. I think this is a nice ballad. I think this is a more powerful ballad in some ways than the last song. And I like the way it blends, you know, from the last song. Though it's a good sort of segue to that. I would say this, you know, is probably a fairly strong song. It's not a song where, you know, it's not a barnstormer kind of all out, you know, adore or anything like that. And it seems unfair to compare it to that, but it's really mellow vibe. It's kind of song that you could just imagine yourself listening to, kind of, you know, perhaps on a train or something like that, or perhaps, you know, walking out in the countryside. It's kind of quite mellow and quite reflective and quite melancholic, but it is quite a beautiful song. I've got to say, this is probably, you know, the strongest ballad certainly so far. Anyway, see you tomorrow for the next song.